Ragnarok is almost here. If you are a fan of Valhalla, you probably are excited. If you were not, you are probably wondering why a game's DLC that then turned it into a standalone title is getting so much discussion. In the first place, make sure to subscribe if you like reviews on all kinds of things DLC as well as games, as well as walking the walks now regardless of my original thoughts on the AC games. I have loved some, I have hated some, I have always been impressed by a lot of their DLC packages. Arguably, Alliance is one of the best DLCs for a title I have ever seen. Expanded that title into something truly magnificent, and Valhalla has some pretty big shoes to fill, so let's see if your Odin is as big as all the old mites used to say. This game has enlarged from original DLC to a standalone product and is out on pretty much every single system aside from the Switch. I believe new weapons, a large new land, new enemy types, new powers and a ton of new skills check in boxes. It's not how good games are made, so first let's discuss the presentation. Now graphically, the lander Ragnarok is a mix of both the original Valhalla and at times a little bit of Phoenix Rising, of all things floating lands, rocks dotting the sky, and the world itself is filled with ice and fire, causing you to sometimes have to activate new powers. You have got to traverse them without dying, and I truly enjoyed exploring here, and while I won't spoil it, there's a tremendous amount to see in the expansion, and especially when that expansion's called Ragnarok, where Valhalla, other than some missions, contain most of the environments to at least somewhat believable landscapes. Ragnarok does not have that limitation, Matthew. Fortress monolithics, environmentally catastrophic moments abounds. It is a bit like the deal turned to 11 that also has another title, a teeny deal on it that also gets to 11. It does take a while to see some of those bigger surprises, but rest assured, a lot of them are there. It is some of the new enemies, so that I enjoyed bosses and NPCs that you battle across the Enterlands and facing off against mythological and second and man the next was a switch up. I actually really enjoyed the your turns location are stepped in winners. You battle through them and then you put on a cloak of embers and magma so you can sneak through them. Moose magma village and social still situation. Nothing says you are badass like a cloak made out of volcano vomit. As well, it is an everything power and it just looks incredible. The new armor, the steeds, the weapons and the powers are excellent and in line with what you would expect for this kind of adventure with this kind of subject matter. What views it all together is that feeling of this faction fighting across the land, as well as the dwellers beneath it, and a little bit more of a living, breathing world than the spiritual fantasy land a lot of people may expect when they originally jump into the game. This is something that actually feels lived in, which was not something that I personally expected, and that allowed it to be a little bit more grounded and for the story to have just a little bit more pull. Speaking of Poland, this does pull some serious performance from your systems, and sometimes a little too much. Consoles have had not the best time with Valhalla. Some patches have made performance worse. It is head screen, tier visual artifacts that being saying, I did not notice as many issues with Ragnarok as I did with Valhalla on the PS5, which I was tasting both performance and the quality mode as well as PC versions. That I will talk about in a second across all the platforms, so the load switching is pretty raw. It is got the PC having the lowest amount of noticeable switching and the performance mode on the PlayStation 5, doing it right in front of your damn face like someone just forgot to put crap down and throws a little putty to make a rock is highly noticeable, and even if it is on quality mode, which is your 30 FPS, it is still there now on the PC. You have different options you can choose, unfortunately still no DLSS, so you can choose render quality. I would like to see DLSS in this but this is one of those titles that has AMD Radeon slapped on the front, and so most likely we won't get that performance on the PC. Does seem a little bit higher than Valhalla. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel, see you soon.